Guys, here's an update on the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes farming guide. We finally got the requirements for the Executor, and this was actually from last month's Executor event, and this is when I was able to complete it. So this will be a good video to show you how to complete the event and just a good update on the main achievement of this farming guide. As you can see, all of our ships here are at the requirements needed for the Executor event, and nothing crazy for gear wise. It's pretty much the minimums. We have Beskar Mando at only gear 11, and that's so he has all of his abilities able to be unlocked. And here's the main formation that I use is starting off with Houndstooth, Beskar Mando's ship, and IG-2000. And I like this comp the best for what you're able to use. You can't use Xanadu Blood, sadly, in this event, because that's the typical formation that I like to use, is starting off with Houndstooth, Beskar Mando's ship, and Xanadu Blood. But this will have to do, and it's still not a very difficult event, just using these three and then any of the reinforcements needed, which is pretty much just Slave 1 and then the Empire fleets. But it's a very easy event to do for the most part, as long as you get the order that you need to bring in your ships correct, and just understanding the abilities on every ship, and it's pretty easy to achieve this without dropping any battles. So here I'm just trying to get as much breach on and attacking anyone I can that has breach, trying to take out their Slave 1, because that's usually a big damage dealer if they can get to the seismic blast, I think it's called. And we're about to use it right there and see how much damage it does. It does a great deal of damage. And so I'm trying to take that out, and now trying to take out the TIE Bomber. Again, this is pretty straightforward. You're just going through and taking out their big threats, trying to keep all of your guys alive. Houndstooth does a great job just eating up hits, and even if the Houndstooth does manage to die off, we'll have plenty of time to destroy their fleet and just have plenty of ships left to get rid of the rest of their team. And there we go. So I think that was the first one that completed. Got 10 shards right there. Now on to tier 2. We're going to do Houndstooth again, Razor Crest again, and IG-2000 to start. And this is going to be against kind of an odd mix of ships. You got 2 taunts, a Sunfac and TIE Bomber, and then 2 attackers with Vader and Kylo unmasked ships. So I'll just kind of hit around between the taunts and the attackers. It's not too much necessary to really think about here. Here I decided to put a mark on Kylo Ren unmasked just because he can do a lot of damage. So I was just trying to pin him down and really just focus on taking him out. But probably isn't really necessary, but that's just what I decided to do with this. Still just trying to get Beskar Mando's contract to trigger. Just trying to hit breaches as much as possible. And the reason why you do this is both to get the contract to trigger, and then you want to decrease the amount of turns it takes to get your kill on their capital ship. So this battle is just going to take some time because they have a good amount of taunts, and they're really just like a thick fleet, but they're really just not doing a ton. And it's just going to take some time here to get through their ships, but it's not much of a worry in this battle. Here, nice buff dispel, but burning on everyone. And there's our, I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it's like the fleet contract almost, where you put breach on everyone and target lock on everyone, and it resets the cooldowns of Seismic Blast, which just decimated their team there. And here it's pretty much over. We're just going to take everyone out right now. And a couple more hits. And that should do it. Yep, okay. There we go. And another 10 shards. And on a tier 3. And we're going to do the same comp. Just putting out our fleet and going in and doing the exact same thing as before, just against. This time it is the Rebel fleet. So Han's Falcon is the main issue, and then the Rebel Y-Wing, because it has the shield disruption ability, which can cause troubles for Houndstooth, but the good part is that it taunts, so you can really just focus in on it, and that Houndstooth starts with tenacity up, so they don't really hit that ability to start, so you're not really worried about it, and you're just trying to get them out before you can do that ability for a second time. The other main worry of this team is obviously Han's Millennium Falcon, which is just a great ship in general, and the only issue with it is sometimes the fleet it's with is annoying to gear up the characters that go with the other ships, but Han and Chewie are great characters, so you have no problem gearing them up, and it's a ship that I think everyone just likes to use in general. So here we go, and you use that ability on someone other than the Rebel Y-Wing because it can hit any ability block characters, and you also can hit any target lock characters, and you can ability block as well. Okay, I'm gonna just keep hitting the breach. Again, they're really just like a really thick team. They don't really have a great chance of stopping our fleet. It's still possible for sure if you make a couple of wrong moves, but if you have the right comps, you should be good here. Houndstooth has been getting dangerously low at times, but right when you hit that contract, it really is huge for your team, because once you get the Seismic Blast off, see, I lost Houndstooth right there, so I lost my big tank, which is a big worry. But then you just bring in your TIE Bomber, he auto-taunts because every single character has locked on target lock, and now I can just slowly get through everyone even without the Houndstooth. I'm going to try to go for Han's Millennium Falcon right now. Go for the ability blocks. And just try to keep going after Han's Millennium Falcon here. Do the mass assist, and there we go. Now he's out. Their team's pretty much over with. Seismic Blast again. Just keep on hitting them. They don't really stand a chance at this point because you're getting close to having your insta-kill. Yep, right here. That's the first one we were able to use, and boom, takes out the Rebel capital ship. And it's fun to use. Great ability. And that's what makes the Executor great. Able to just wipe out their entire capital ship is just really cool to watch. There's 20 more shards, so now we're at 40 of 80. And we're on the last challenge here. And here we're going up against the best fleet that we've gone up against so far, and this is going to be Negotiator. And the main issue here is, first you have to get through the Rebel Y-Wing, which can be a little tricky, but the main issue is going to be Anakin's ETA, and it's just a great ship, and you really want to get him out because his AoE does buff immunity, and that can cause a lot of problems for Houndstooth when he drops the tenacity up. You really don't want to risk losing Houndstooth, especially early on. When it's late enough into the battle, it's okay because they don't really have much of a chance once you're close to annihilating the Negotiator's capital ship. But you really want to keep your Houndstooth alive as long as possible. And they just keep on bringing in taunts, and they're going to have a lot of people that can force taunts. You have the Y-Wing, you have the Consular ship, and I think they bring in Plo as well. And I think that was Clone Sergeant ships as well that can taunt. So a lot of taunts on their team, and just an annoyance, really. So finally able to take out the Y-Wing, which is nice, but there's the buff immunity that we were worried about. And they just do a bunch of hits on the Houndstooth. They have buff immunity and healing immunity on Houndstooth, and ouch, everyone's just getting hit right now. So this is a very bad run right now, but here we just hit our contract and we just lose Slave 1, which would have been great to have the Seismic Blast. But we're still in it. We put some burning on everyone, and we got our other taunt out. Houndstooth no longer has buff immunity, so we're not in a bad shape right now, but definitely not where you want to be at. Not sure if I misplayed this, but probably should just try to... I was struggling with getting around the taunts in this battle, but finally able to go after Anakin ship, and really just need to get him out because it's just a damage dealer. So I finally mark him, and they take out another one of my ships, but here I'm able to annihilate the Negotiator, and still not in a great spot. But Houndstooth and our capital ship can pretty much carry from here as long as we take out Anakin. So we're just slowly doing our best to take Anakin, just chip him away, and healing up, which is such a good ability for the Executor. Okay, let's call it assist, and there goes Anakin. Okay, so their main damage dealer is done, and the rest of these guys, it's mostly going to be about just chipping away at them. It's going to be kind of annoying, but there's not too much you can do because they don't have a ton of damage left. Fives can put out some damage. Consular can put out a little bit of damage, but it's not anywhere near what Anakin or like Ahsoka could do. So not too much of a worry at this point. Just keep calling in mass assists. Assist as much as possible. You can only assist the bounty hunter, so I had to do that to the Houndstooth. Still very annoying. They're just boosting up protection, hitting them. They're just keep on going back. Okay, so it's just gonna keep chipping away, and there goes Plo. Okay, just gonna keep chipping away. It's this is the ability that goes on Empire units for the Executor. I typically like to use mostly just bounty hunter units, but it's still nice to have that Empire because you can't use Xanadu Blood in this, so getting the little Empire boosts is nice for this event, really. But I don't typically try to use that when I'm using this fleet outside of this one event. Okay, get our mass assist. Still just chipping away here. And he's dead there. Okay, just Jedi Consular. Okay, closing in. And there you have it. Okay, so I believe that's a full unlock now. And yep, 80 of 80 shards. And now we've unlocked our Executor at, 5 stars, I think? maybe it's 4 stars. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 stars. Okay. And right when you unlock Executor, you pretty much just gear them up or get those abilities going right away, level up the fleet. And yeah, got this before I hit 2 million GP. Just gonna upgrade all of these abilities because it's gonna really carry me in Fleet Arena as well as Grand Arena and be very helpful in territory wars and really every aspect of the game. So I'm just gonna upgrade everything I can. Yeah, saved up. It's good to save up some prestige before you go into this because you definitely want to upgrade as many abilities as possible. And these abilities are just great for the Executor, so just go for everything, really. You don't really use the first ability much, but it's still good to upgrade it because I think it might help with the speed of the capital ship, but it's not super useful because you're just not really using it that often. But yeah, now can go in and get 10 more shards right here. But you can only use 2 reinforcements, so gonna be a little bit trickier, suppose. And in this one, you're up against the Malevolence, actually. That's also kind of a weird comp. It's probably not the best Malevolence comp, not a horrible one, but probably not the best one, so still should be okay here. But yeah, it's just kind of getting used to how a fleet works is always a bit of a challenge, but this one's, you can usually mess up and you'll still get by pretty easily. Again, I would have loved having Xanadu Blood for this. Just makes getting to contract so much easier. But can't use that because he's just not part of the Executor unlock. So we're just going to keep on chipping away here. And boom. Got our fleet contract. And we're just keep on hitting a Geo Soldier. Heal up a bit. Probably should have just targeted Soldier so I could have gotten the mark on the Soldier ship, but didn't do that time. So this isn't a great run right here, but that was a nice seismic there from Slave 1. Again, this is not a great run right now, but not doing bad, just taking a little bit more hits than I'd like. Again, this is pretty much minimum requirements. This is the minimum requirements needed to unlock the Executor for both the prereqs as well as minimum on Beskar Mando, which is just getting him up to gear 11. So you get the ability to unlock every single one of his ability tiers. And that's pretty much game right there. Just have to do a couple more hits on IG-2000 and we should be good in just a second. Okay, one, just stick around. Probably not the best idea to give the Malevolence some turn meter here, but this should do it here. There we go. Okay, I forgot. We still got one more Vulture. And there we go. Okay, and there we got 10 more shards. So, decent to get 10 of 65. There might be a point where I decide to go and do a refresh. If someone in my Fleet Arena shard ends up getting a 7-star Executor, and I struggle here. As you can see, there's only, I think, one Executor active right now. He's in first, and then I believe there's a second one, if I'm not mistaken. They're just, for some reason, not using, so Executor is there, but for some reason they were using Executrix, which is the much worse fleet. But let's just use this fleet right now. Let's just go and let's use our best comp that I like to use, and that'll be using Xanadu Blood, even though my Xanadu Blood is extremely weak. Only gear 11 on Cad Bane, and not even all the abilities maxed out. And but this is the best starting fleet to me. But good thing with Xanadu Blood is you don't need crazy high gear or relics, because he's the ship is staying in stealth most of the time, but it definitely does not hurt. So in my fleet arena, I was typically struggling to get top 20, because those rewards, you really want to get into the top 20 as frequently as you can. And I was really struggling to do that for a while, and that's all behind me now with the Executor. It's literally just going to be constant top 3 finishes as long as I decide to play up until my shard time when my payout happens. As long as I attack within that hour, once, maybe twice at most, I should be able to get first place every single time until there's a 7-star Executor or a Profundity. But I don't expect Profundity to be in this fleet arena shard for quite some time, because it's pretty much a whale fleet, and it's just not going to be in this one for a while, because this is still such a new such a new fleet, and this is not a very this is a pretty new fleet arena shard in general. Okay, let's bring in Slave 1, and boom. Okay. Again, this would have been an extremely hard battle for me to go up against, and now it's just a cakewalk. Just don't even have to worry. I could have full autoed if I wanted to. It just, at this point, I'm literally just playing for fun. It's just nice to just be able to just destroy these fleets that I was having trouble with earlier on, just a couple of days prior to this. So we jumped from rank number 20 to rank number 14. And again, just can easily go after number 9 spot. And I can just keep on doing this until I'm all the way up to number 1. Because none of these battles are going to be very difficult, except for Executor mirror matches, which still aren't that difficult if you just kind of figure out the pattern of what you're supposed to do. But here I'm just going to quickly take out this First Order fleet, which First Order tends to be a potential counter to the Executor, but it does not do well when it's put on defense. It's just a counter occasionally on offense, and you have to have a really good First Order to do so, and you need the TIE Echelon. But we wiped out Echelon immediately, and the rest of this fleet's going to go down very quickly. And just a matter of time, we can full auto this if we wanted to, but we'll just keep enjoying having our new fleet here, and yeah, it won't be difficult at all to defeat this fleet. So there's the contract, and just waiting on it to end. Should be okay. Slave 1. Cooldowns are reset on it. Okay, and this will be it. Okay, so that's the update to our Executor farming guide, and we've completed our main mission, and now we're on to working on our General Anakin Skywalker, and then going to our Jedi Master Kenobi. Thanks for watching, everyone.